What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Loveshack, and today we're doing a deck profile video for you guys. I am actually pretty excited about this one because I've had a lot of fun playing around with it. I'm a day late on this, so I do apologize. Just got a little bit caught up. But this is going to be a Crusadia Invoked deck profile. Now, I've always thought Crusadia was super fun, and Invoked is probably in my top 3 favorite archetypes. I think the art is cool. I think the fact that the deck can synergize with so many things is cool. So I thought about like what I wanted to play next. And I don't know if this is going to be my long term, but I came up with a build that I kind of like, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. And yeah, so it's pretty standard with these deck profile videos. Check back every Sunday for a new video. I got a new one on the way, I think this upcoming Sunday still, but I might be doing an extra video. Kind of want to talk about some of the stuff upcoming for Master Rule 5 and get back into the discussion video. So keep it locked here. Definitely some cool stuff over the next couple weeks. With that being said, though, let me jump into the video. We are starting with... Oh, I'm just knocking everything over. Triple Alistair the Invoker. So, I mean, any deck playing Invoked kind of needs this. It's just probably the best opening card you can have for a deck like this. And one of the things I think is really neat as far as synergy goes is the fact that Alistair can go into Salamangreat Almirage, which then does give you an extra link pointer to continue and set up your Crusadia plays while also getting a monster in the graveyard. So Alistair is a 3-of, and not to mention he is a hand trap that can boost for, extra damage, makes OTKs with Purgatrio, the usual. Triple Ash Blossom, I think it's the best hand trap for the deck, especially because of the fire attribute. It does sort of help with that. You could look at playing something like Nibiru in main deck instead. I'm just not currently going that route. I do find that the deck can either go first or second. It really doesn't matter, but I think going second is better because typically you can pull off the OTK rather than having to try and set up a power board. So for the Crusadias, 2 Maximus, 2 Reclusia, and 2 Arborea. First of all, 2 of each. I was playing Triple Maximus. It bricks a lot. If you're playing pure Crusadia, you need to play as many of each as possible, I think, just to maximize your ability to see them. But because you have Alistair and some other options here, I think 2 of each is pretty solid. Arborea is really good, so that's the only one I considered playing at 3, but ultimately decided against it. 2 Draco, my personal favorite. I just like that it can bring stuff back. And 2 Leonis. Again, so that's the common theme there. I'm playing a total of 10 Crusadia monsters in the main deck. Leonis is necessary for the OTK, and just having different names is solid. 2 Renryu, big fan of this card. If you control a spellcaster monster, you just special summon it from your hand. So basically you can further extend your plays. You can special it to a zone of link points too, even if you have Magius out and don't have another Crusadia in hand. Not to mention it does sort of work just putting an extra 1,500 points of damage on the board if you need to, if you summon it somewhere that things don't point to. And then the 1 World Legacy World Crown, still a pretty solid card, especially because you do play World Legacy Secession. And it's just, a 2,000 beater that you can special summon to boost for damage. And then I play a Kaiju package. I got 3 monsters, Gameciel, Dogoran, and Jizukiro. Pretty straightforward. I mean, this helps your OTK and also gives you some more flexibility with, attributes as far as if you're able to out them, you have more things for Alistair. So that is the main monster lineup. For the spells, pretty standard, I think. Triple Instant Fusion. This has just a lot of practical uses, obviously, in Invoked in general. Combos with Cross Sheep. And really does just sort of allow you to further extend your plays. Triple Super Poly, I don't love it because it does brick sometimes in this deck, but obviously with Alistair, you can out anything, and it's just too good not to play, especially against strong boards. So those are the only 3 ofs. Double Magical Meltdown and Double Invocation, both pretty self-explanatory. I don't think you need 3 Invocation. It's recyclable. And I am playing the 2 Meltdown, considered 3. Obviously, you really want them to ash the Alistair versus ashing the Meltdown, because at least you get to thin the deck. But I think 2 and 2 is a pretty solid ratio, just, all things considered. And then I play the 1 Kyoto Waterfront for the Kaijus, as well as the 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So that pretty much, again, pretty straightforward. This card's actually kind of silly because it does stack up counters easily, and I feel like there's some rare scenarios in which I'm able to get a Gameciel out on my board in defense and be able to negate stuff and set up combos. And it also, it can negate Nibiru, so in general, gives you outs if you don't go into the Appaloosa, which I don't have in this main deck specifically right now. So That's, just because I don't happen to have any handy. So, all right. For the revival cards, one Secession and one Monster Reborn. I don't really need to go into either of those. They're just really good at what they do for the deck. One Avarice. Just going through your initial Crusadia combo sets this up. So it's definitely not bad. It's just free draw power that can return some of your 1-ups to the deck. And then I'm playing one of each Crusadia spell. Power is just a Forbidden Lance, basically. Makes your monster unaffected by all card effects. Testament, it can shut down your opponent's ability to respond to Crusadia monster effects, or if your Crusadia Link monster destroys a monster in battle, you draw cards equal to its Link rating. So it's easy to draw 2 or 3 with Echomax and Regulex. It does sort of at least allow you to have some more presence. It's not terrible, but it's still a free search you get off Regulex, so as far as I'm concerned, playing it at the very least just gives me an extra discard for Super Poly versus, not having anything to search off of those. I don't like the field spell. I think it is kind of bricky, so overall, that is the main deck, and it's exactly 40 cards. And then for the extra deck, pretty standard too. We've got the Crusadia package, one of each. The Link one's great, as are pretty much any Link ones. And because you have Avarice and Draco, you can kind of recycle these, so you really don't need any more than one of each. And when you're combining the Invoked elements with it, space is already tight as is. Other Link ones that are not that, I got Almirage, Cross Sheep, because of the Instant Fusion combos, and Nightmare Unicorn. Pretty much one-ups there for Links. Cross Sheep's just a really good card in general, and Nightmare Unicorn does allow you to out some stuff. I don't go into it often, but there are some scenarios where it's useful to have access to him. And then for the Invoked package, I got one Kaliga, one Raijin, 2 Makaba. It's still the best one and still the easiest one to make, and one Purgatrio. So the only one I'm not playing is Crusadia in here. If you were playing Book of the Law, or you're playing a full-on Invoked build, I think you would definitely want to play it. And then I have one proxy because I completely was unprepared going into this. This is a Mud Dragon of the Swamp. So if you're watching this on mute, you're going to miss out on that, unfortunately. But that's for Super Poly and also an Infusion target. And then Starving Venom. Play the one Abyss Dweller as an Xyz because it's still the best Xyz in the game. And one FA Dawn Dragster. You can make this with the Cross Sheep combo with Arborea and pretty much any 4. So you set up a board that's like Equimax, this, and Makaba. And at least you get 2 negates to play through, and so it's definitely a pretty good rank. I wish there was another level 7 that sort of did more to generate advantage for the board, but as it stands, I think Dawn Dragster is the best one that I've been able to make work up to this point. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. A little bit brief today, sorry, but I am just kind of on a bit of a crunch filming this. But yeah, leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Let me know what other deck profiles you'd like to see in the comments below, and I'll see you next time with a new video with Loveshack. Bye-bye.